Y'all like the way beer boxes look stacked up? Need some extra storage in your man cave? Well, you're going to like this project. Video 1 will cover the basic box build. Video 2 will get into some more detail. You're going to want to start by cutting up your beer box. This is going to help you figure out the dimensions of the box you want to build. Now take the front of your box and cut that up into 3 equal parts. The board on the top and the bottom should be a 1/2 inch wider than your cardboard slice. The board in the middle should be the same thickness as your cardboard slice. In this case, my top and my bottom board are going to be 3 1/8 inch thick. My middle board is going to be 2 1/2 inches thick. Your board thickness should be exactly the same for the side pieces. Once you know how thick you want your boards, you just take your pallet wood pieces, go over to your table saw, and cut them down to size. Be sure only to cut on one side of the pallet board pieces. As far as length goes, you want the front pieces to be 2 inches longer than your cardboard slice. You want the side pieces to be the same exact length as your cardboard slice. Now old pallet wood's going to split pretty easy. So you're going to want to take your front pieces, mark them on each side, and pre-drill some holes. That way when you put your screws through them, they don't come apart. Once you got all the front pieces pre-drilled, you're going to put together the bottom layer of your box. Be sure to keep the clean cut edges facing up. That way when your box is put together, you won't be able to see them. You're going to repeat this for all 3 pieces of your box, top, middle, and center. Now you should have 3 pieces of box. Dirty edge on the bottom for your bottom piece with the clean edge on the top. The center piece doesn't matter much, you just put that on there. And then the top piece, you want to keep your dirty edge on the top and your clean edge on the bottom. That way, it looks rustic on the top and rustic on the bottom. Nobody sees your clean edges. Now we're going to come back down to our bottom piece. And we're going to take the time to measure out the bottom and cut some boards for it. Now we'll just take these pieces we cut and we'll just stick them in the bottom. It doesn't have to be real tight. Little spaces in between isn't going to hurt anything. Just want to make sure they fit real well. Once we know they fit real well, all I have to do is glue them in. So just take the time, throw some glue around the outside edges, put them back in, and then I like to shake them around a little bit. Make sure that glue settled in there good, and then just tack them with my nailer. Now once you got it all glued and tacked, your bottom edge should look a lot like this. Pretty simple, really. Now that we got that bottom piece done, we're going to create the spaces in between the 3 pieces of box. Sometimes I just use paint sticks, but in this case I had some scrap 1/4 inch plywood, so I'm just going to go ahead and put them in there. Once you got your space figured out, measure from the top of the box to the inside bottom of the box, and then take off 1 inch. That way if you want to put a lid on this box later, you'll have room on the inside to set that lid in. When you cut your box earlier on your table saw, you're going to have some scrap wood. So now you're going to want to go grab one of those extra pieces of scrap wood, cut those down on your chop saw, so you'll have inside corner edges. So now you're just going to glue and tack those inside corner edges to the inside of the box. Be sure to glue the clean side to the box. That way you have the rustic, dirty side of the wood showing. Once you got the 4 points of the base secured, the other pieces will simply slide over the top. They'll be a little tight, but that's alright. You're going to want to add some glue, put your spacers in before you tack them down real hard. Now don't forget, you want the clean edge of your top board facing down so it doesn't show before you tack it in. Now that's it. That's the basic wooden box. Now be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, that way you don't miss part 2, where I show you how to turn this into a really good looking beer box.